And look at him go. He could go all the way. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown.
The Bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Say you will.
Shout it right now, baby.
Say you will.
Come on, come on.
Say you will.
Come on and shout.
Say you will.
Yeah.
Shout.
Buffalo's happening now.
Shout.
We're on the move now.
Shout.
The Bills are happening now.
Shout.
They're making it happen.
Welcome to 716 Sports Blizzard, and today my guests are Logan Toth and Robyn.
Hello.
Hello, good to be back. Football season starting up. I'm excited. The whole gang's excited. We're all here. We'll be talking about kind of a pregame analyst show we're doing today. I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Yes, indeed. It is week number 1. How this just happened so fast. I can't believe it.
That's the truth. That is the truth.
It sets you hard and fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like, for a while it feels slow after draft time, but then once the draft is done, it's like that.
Well, we got a big one coming up on Sunday at home against the Cardinals. We got stuff to talk about, guys, because I'm curious about what y'all think about this game coming up. We don't play the Cardinals that often.
No, they're an NFC team, so it's a team we don't play that much, so it might be a little bit of a challenge.
Well, after Hail Murray, I hope that we can put that to bed once and for all. Roberta Snyder, hi.
Go Bills. Go Bills.
Bills. Go Bills. Well, should we dive right in?
Let's do it.
I have 5 questions. Well, actually, I have 6 tonight. I added one. Robbie said I could. I usually come on the show once a month, and I like to ask 5 or 6 questions and see what you guys think about, well, in this case, the upcoming game against the Cardinals. And my first question to you both is, who is going to score the first Bills touchdown? That's presuming we score a touchdown. In the preseason, we had a hard time with that.
Robbie, you're going first, man. I'm letting you pick. I'm putting you on the spot.
Okay, Robbie.
Well, I think if the Bills get a touchdown, I think my favorite player is going to get the touchdown.
Ooh, your favorite player? And who would that be?
Either Kincaid or Knox.
Oh, you're going to go with the tight ends. All right. Okay, I'm writing this down, so I'm going to keep track. Okay, Kincaid or Knox, huh? Well, that's 2, but I'll give you can have 2 for that one. What about you, Logan? Who you got?
I will go with a Josh Allen rushing touchdown to start off. Uh-oh. Do we have the same one?
We do.
That's awesome.
That must mean it's going to happen, right?
I think so. That's what it feels like, right?
Okay, so is he going to run one in like at the goal line, or is it going to be something that he just breaks open and scores?
I think it will be a designed quarterback run near the goal line. That is my guess.
Why not? And
the Cardinals' defensive line is not great. I think we could have a field day going against them, running the ball and getting Josh Allen involved in the running game and not putting a lot of pressure on Josh to carry us early in the season, you know?
Well, there's questions about that. And the third question I have coming up, we'll deal with that a little bit more. But I agree with you completely. Robbie, do you think that Josh Allen will run the ball as much as he has in the past?
I think what you're looking for is I don't think they will. I think they'll try to keep him like in the pocket, or they'll try to keep like the running or the quarterback down a little bit. Since they have James Cook as the main running back.
I'm anxious to see what Ray Davis can do.
I agree with Robbie here. I think he kind of hit the nail on the head, if you will. Is like we're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna see as much QB runs this year. But I think I think Joe Brady and the offensive coordinator and the offensive coaching staff is gonna be more creative with it. Maybe it could lead to higher production. That's my guess.
That makes sense. And of course, we always ask the same question every year. When is Josh going to like not run so much?
Yeah.
And the only thing I can say is, even though there may not be as many designed runs, the one thing that I know from watching Josh all the way back at Wyoming, it doesn't matter what the game plan is. If he sees an opening, he's going to go for it. And maybe this year he'll slide a little more.
I hope. That's a big problem for him, hasn't it?
It has been. He doesn't like to slide. In fact, that one time he slid in the preseason when he played, he didn't get to play that much, but he slid, and he slid forward on his knees. And I'm thinking, oh my God, Josh, what are you doing? Don't do that, Josh. Don't fake us out like that. Okay, so my next question, who will have the first sack for the Buffalo Bills?
Robbie, you want to go again? I'll let you go first.
Let him do it.
The first sack for the season, I think I'm going to go with Greg Russo.
Who you got, Logan?
It sounds like you were going to go with Greg Russo, Robin. Sounds like you were.
I was.
So I'll stir up the pot a little bit. I will say AJ Epinesa. Let's go.
Whoa.
And the reason behind that is he starts off the season pretty hot. He has some games where he can kind of like last year, I'm thinking against Washington. I think the year before he had an early game against Miami where he just randomly took over. I mean, why can't they be against the Cardinals? So let's say Epinesa. Let's stir the pot a little bit.
I like that call because it would be nice to see him have a breakout year.
Oh yeah,
Groot just looked so crazy in the preseason, though. It was like the few times they let him play, it was like, baby.
He was looking really good. Robbie, what did you like from Rousseau? You liked him? You liked what you saw in the preseason?
Yeah, and then him and Joe Andreessen, the two of them coming off the edge was something to pay attention to during the season.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be weird because do you think it'll make a difference that Bobby's in the box calling the plays?
Go ahead, Robbie.
I think that would be good for them because having Bobby Babich up in the box looking over the field,
right?
I think that would give them more of an advantage to see what the offense is calling.
Yes, and also it won't tempt Sean McDermott to take over. Bobby will be up in the box and he'll have the headset on, and I can hear him now. What was that, coach? You wanted me to go do what? Oh, I didn't hear that. I decided to do something else instead. So I think having Bobby in the box is probably a good thing to keep both of them off the field at the same time. But yeah, being up in the box. And the same with Joe Brady, right? He's going to be up in the box too. So McDermott's going to be down there having to run the whole show on the field. I think he's ready to step back and let the coordinators do what the coordinators need to do. And you remember there were times when Leslie Frazier would make a call that McDermott didn't like, and it would get kind of hinky on the sideline a little bit from time to time. So I'm kind of glad Bobby's going to be up in the box. But yeah, I'm with you. I think Groot is probably going to have the first sack. Maybe I wrote down here, maybe even on the first play of the game on defense.
Ooh.
I'll go out on a limb. How about that? Groot's going to have one early.
I would love that. I would hope so. I would love it.
Well, he certainly came. He was like shot out of a cannon in the preseason when he was on the field. And I don't know if you guys noticed it. It looks to me like his upper body is bigger this year. Does that seem that way to you guys too?
It does. It does.
It looks like he put on some muscle mass on his upper body. That can't hurt either.
No, it'll help him bull rush and get through tackles easier. So it's exciting, man. I think he could be in for a huge season.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's his contract year, right?
Contract year. They don't really have anyone next to him to step up. I think he's going to play with a little bit of extra fire on him. So I think Russo's in for a pretty big year.
How much do you think that we'll see Von Miller?
Robbie, what do you think?
I think it would be like maybe like 30 snaps or so, like during the game.
Sure. I think that makes sense. I don't think he's going to get I don't think he's going to get like a full game's worth of snaps. He'll be rotational. 30 probably sounds about right. Chris Palmer's in our stream.
And it makes sense at 35, coming off the injury that he had. Why not save him for what he does best? At this point, hi, Chris. At this point, go Cards. What?
I told him to say that.
You did?
Oh, come on.
You set us up. The Bills will finish 9-8. Did you tell him to say that too?
No.
Okay, Chris. Ooh, I don't know. 9-8. It could happen though. This season's schedule is pretty brutal.
We have it rough. We do. It's a rough.
First 6 games are.
He said he made a typo.
Oh, typo. Okay. We'll buy that. Okay. Question number 3. Robbie, I'm going to ask you first. How much do you think Joe Brady's going to run the ball against the Cards? Like percentage-wise, 50-50?
I think it'd be like 50-50 pass and running the ball.
So you think it'll be evenly split? Okay. What about you, Logan?
I'm gonna say it'll be more of a 60-40. I think they're gonna pass a little bit more just cause. But we don't sometimes you don't know with Joe Brady is that he has had games where against Dallas specifically where the run was just working, so they didn't stop running. They ran it like 80% of the time. So
It was the same play too. They kept running the
right,
same
exactly.
play over and over and over again, and it was like, well, why would I stop if it keeps working, right?
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. So I mean sometimes that's just how it goes, Um but yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to probably go a little bit against the grain here. I actually think it's going to be 55% run, 45% pass. And the reason I think they're going to run the ball more in the first week is because these guys are still, I mean, Josh Allen hasn't played much. They were hoping to get him to play against the Steelers, and that didn't happen. And then he didn't play in the last preseason game at all. So I think the passing game might be a little rusty at first. And I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see them run the ball more. And was it you? I think, Logan, didn't you just say that their defensive line, the Cardinals' defensive line, is not superb?
Very
And I
much.
haven't done enough research on the Cards yet. I haven't really looked at at where they're at yet. I'm just getting started to do that. But if their defensive line is a little shaky, then why not run the ball?
I agree. Yeah, I agree with you. I guess we'll see how we'll see how it goes, right? But I think we can. I think Joe Brady will do his best to adapt to how the game is going.
Yeah, he's pretty good at, I think, much more so than Ken Dorsey was at kind of going with the flow of the game.
Yeah, yeah. And
That's
I do think Ken Dorsey was actually a very smart offensive coordinator. I think
he is
because he's now in Cleveland.
right.
I think we saw high efficiency, but the problem was adapting to how the game was going. If that Dallas game, was coached under Ken Dorsey, I don't know if it gets to be like that super huge like blowout that it was where we're running 80% of the time, It probably is more of a passing game because Dorsey couldn't understand that,
The one, it seemed like he didn't let the running game get into a rhythm. A guy like James Cook seems like the kind of runner that needs to get into a rhythm. And it seemed to me like Dorsey was always pulling people out, putting people in, and not giving any of the running backs really a chance to get into any kind of a rhythm at all. Robbie, do you think that Ray Davis will get many touches? He's a rookie.
Yeah, I think like he'll be able to adapt to
like the pro game. You think he'll adapt quickly to the pro game? He looks like a guy that's instinctive, doesn't he?
Yeah. I think he's going to be a good power back for the team, and we don't really have that.
And he's got pretty good hands too.
Yep. I think
That's the other thing. Screen passes, you guys.
Yeah.
Maybe so. Like Gore Jr. better. Well, I like Gore Jr. too, and I'm glad that he passed through waivers and we got him on the practice squad.
Mm-hmm. But that's kind of the nature of the beast is that players that play well in preseason aren't guaranteed to they're not guaranteed to make the roster. So
right. Okay, on to number 4. Marvin Harrison Jr. I'd like to know what you think about him, Robbie, and what do you think he's going to do in this game? Like,
And that's the new receiver for the Cardinals, correct?
yep.
Oh, the Cardinals wide receiver.
Mm-hmm. The
Yep.
rookie whose dad used to play for the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Well, thanks, Chris. Yeah, I would say like I would go with him at least getting 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I have him at 5 receptions for 70 yards for 1 touchdown.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to blow people up this year. Don't get me wrong, but I expect that early in the year they're not going to load him down too much. Although it might be one of those things like the Dallas Cowboys game. If he's catching everything, why not keep throwing it to him?
Yeah.
But he's so talented. I sure loved him in the draft, but he was unattainable for.
There's no way we're gonna get him. You know, there's just no way.
So, what do you think, Logan? What do you think he's going to have?
I think you're probably right with the 5 catches, 70 yards, and a touchdown. I think
Sounds about right.
that sounds about right to me, and I think he'll probably be going up against Rasul Douglas, our number 1 corner. I think there's going to be some times where Rasul Douglas gets burned a little bit because it's an athletic player, you know. Marvin Harrison's a very athletic player, and very much so unlike his father. His father was just kind of, oh well, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna be in the right place at the right time, and but no, Marvin Harrison's a little bit more of an athletic freak. So
He is. Turnovers will be a factor in this game, Chris says. How many turnovers do you think they're going to be, Robbie?
Well, I'd say like 4 and 1 pick 6 for our defense.
I'm liking that.
defense.
Who's going to get it?
I think Taron
Aaron
Johnson.
Johnson? Oh, that's a good pick.
I would love that.
I love that pick.
Do you remember when the Bills were playing? I think it was Baltimore,
In the
and
playoffs.
it was a playoffs or a wild card game or something, and Taron Johnson ran it past Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. That was crazy.
I remember that.
That was such a good game. Okay. Question number 5. We're moving right along here.
Robyn, my
What's that?
my aunt asked a question. She
Oh,
says,
I'm worried about Bass. Okay, well, let's talk about that. Are you worried about Bass, Robbie?
I would say, like, if we can get him in the 40-yard range, I think he'll be okay.
Okay.
But
Hopefully weather won't be a factor.
but like in games where we have weather issues, try to get him like inside the 20 or inside the 30. So
That makes
we
sense.
don't have to.
Worry about it too much. Yeah. Logan, what do you think?
I am. I'm a little more optimistic. I think he's going to have a good season. I think a lot of it is going to be mental for him. Can he get back in a place mentally where he can get to that point where, oh yeah, I am one of the top kickers in the league. I am still, I have one of the best legs in the league.
Yes.
It's just a matter of, it's a mental game for him now at this point, and I think if he starts off on the right foot, he can get back to it. We'll see how the season progresses, but I'm hopeful.
Yes, I agree. I think one of the things that would help a lot, and I've been on Twitter trying to promote this, that the fans at the game, when Bass comes out on the field, need to give him a great big round of applause. Scream, shout. He needs our support.
I agree.
I think that game got in his head last year.
Mm-hmm.
That's rough times last year, but that missed kick in KC game was a killer for his confidence. And so I hope the Bills fans really take that to heart and understand that he needs our support more than ever. And I do think that he could get back to his old self again, too. Somebody once said not too long ago on a podcast I was listening to that when kickers fail, when they have a bad year or they fall off really hard, and they don't get their mojo back. And I don't necessarily think that's the case here because, like you said, he has a very strong leg. He also has the support of the team. He also has the support of the coach and the general manager. Okay, everybody knows it's a $7+ million cap hit if he's, if they try to replace him. So he's not going to be replaced this year. That's for sure. So it's even more important, I think, that the fan base come out and really support him strongly so that he feels that from Bills Mafia. I mean, if we're going to be the best fan base in the league, we need to support our players when they need support.
Yeah, I agree. Very good analysis. I agree with that. That's excellent.
Okay, so number 5 question. What part of the upcoming game concerns you the most? Robbie, we're going to put Rob on the spot here.
Robbie's been on the spot
all night. What do you think, Robbie? What part of the game concerns you?
I think like the offense would concern me a little bit because well, we got a new center.
Mm-hmm.
True. You make a good point.
And then the exchange between him and Allen.
Yep, that's got to get. They had a couple of issues during the preseason, but I think they should be able to work that. They should be able to work that out. That's interesting. That's a good point about the center. I hadn't thought about that, but that's a very good point. We're going to miss Mitch Morse, at least in the early part of the season.
Thank you, Chris, for tuning in.
Yes, thank you, Chris. Thank you so much. Go Cards. Anyway. Yeah, go Cards. Fly, Eagles fly. Yes, we'll go with that. We'll go with that one.
That's fine. I was in Philly not too long ago. So
Oh, okay. So that's a good point, Robbie. What about you, Logan?
I think I'm a little bit worried about the defense. And, I think Robbie made an excellent point by bringing up the new center, whether that's Connor. I'm blanking on his last name.
McGovern.
McGovern, okay. I couldn't remember if it was Connor Williams or Connor McGovern. But we also have Cedric Van Pran, Another rookie, he might start at center. I don't know who it'll be, but it's something we got to worry about. But I think I'm worried defensively because it's going to be hard to find our footing right off the bat without Matt Milano. It's going to be hard to find who's going to take that Milano role. We got lucky last year with guys like Tyrell Dotson and Terrell Bernard stepping up, but this year I'm a little bit concerned. I'm hoping it'll be a guy like Andreessen, maybe, but it could just be the preseason luck, But I'm hopeful, I'm hopeful. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. I'm with you. I think the part that concerns me the most in this particular game, especially, is the middle of our defense. Our safeties are unproven. I mean, we've had Poyer and Hyde for so long, and we've been so spoiled.
Yep.
Dorian Williams, I like a lot, especially the way he tackles. Mm-hmm. And in run coverage, he's very good. I think he still has some work to do on his pass coverage and being instinctive in knowing which way to go, which direction to go, that sort of thing. Yeah. I think that should come along as the season goes along. But early on in this game, they've got pretty good receivers, and they're going to test the middle of our defense. Our defensive line, I think, is going to be okay. In fact, I don't know how they'll play on Sunday, but I think over the course of the season, they're probably going to be a very strong position group. And that will help a lot if we can get pressure on the quarterback. That will help a lot. If they have to get rid of the ball quickly, that would help a lot. But the middle of the defense bothers me some. I was thinking before preseason that I wasn't so sure how we were going to do at corner, but I think our corners are going to be okay. I think Rasul Douglas, as you said, he may have some issues from time to time, but he's pretty solid. And Christian Benford, if he can stay healthy, is really very good. The question is going to be about Kaiir Elam, if he plays at all, and if he does, how, which Kaiir Elam are we going to see? So that's, for me, the biggest areas of concern I have for this game. And I suppose I'm going to be crossing my fingers so that Tyler has a good game and gets all the yips out of his head.
Yeah.
That would help a lot. Okay, now my last question as we wrap this show up tonight is to predict the score. And of course, we're going to make Robbie go first.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Chris's score and say 28-27 Bills.
You're trying to kill me.
I would hate a 1-point game. I would hate that. Oh my God. It'd terrify me,
Yes. If we get that close to a Hail Mary again, I don't know if I'll make it to the end of the game. Oh God. 28-27. Whoa. That would be that. And it could very well come down to that, because nobody knows in the first game of the year how things are going to go. You don't know what to expect from the other team. They don't know what to expect from you. All sorts of things can go wrong or right, whichever way you want to look at it. What about you, Logan? What's your score?
I will go, I'll go more, I'll say 24-17. Let's go 24-17. I'll go Bills win.
You're kind of like freaking me out.
No, come on. We don't have the same score, right?
We have the same score.
Come on.
Bills 24, 17 cards.
Come on.
That's wild.
My
Look at Roberta.
24-14 Bills. Okay. 24-14 Bills. Oh, the Bills are going to win. Whew. Okay. Can't pick the cards. Can't do that on this show. Okay. So this is twice tonight that Logan and I have been like
We're on the
reading
same
each
page.
other's minds. So
Mhm.
I'm thinking we have a good shot at this. But a 1-point game, Robbie, I honestly don't think that I don't think I'll make it to the end of the game if it's a 1-point game.
No, I definitely
I may
can't.
pass out before then. I'm getting too old for these close games. Holy cats. Okay, you guys, that's all the questions I have. Do you guys have anything else?
Oh, I'm all good. I'm all good.
What about you, Robbie? You got any shows coming up?
Not scheduled yet, but
Thanks, Roberta.
Thank you so much. No, you've been in talks with someone, right? With a special guest.
yeah,
So we'll see how that goes, right?
yeah,
Yes, and we're hoping to get Dean Kindig on your show, right?
I
And
hope.
talk some
Yeah.
college football. You guys, you haven't met him yet, Logan, have you?
No.
Oh my goodness gracious. Dean Kindig is, and Robbie knows him. He is the college football wizard.
Really? Okay.
Oh man, he starts every draft year, like the day after the draft, he has his 500 players from the next draft class all ready to go.
Wow.
He's
That's
crazy.
impressive.
He's
That's impressive.
crazy.
He
Yeah,
knows it, huh?
he knows them all and knows everything about all the players. And he's like a genius, like a guru for the. I don't want to call him that though. I called him a guru one time, and he said, "Don't call me that." So don't call him that. Okay, sorry, Dean. I didn't mean to call you a guru, but he's kind of a whiz. How about if we leave it like that?
I like that. He's a whiz.
He's a whiz. He's a
Very
draft
good.
whiz. He's really good. Well, I
Okay.
want to thank you guys for inviting me again. I'll be back next month. Maybe before, if we get Dean Kindig on, I'll try to see if I can get my schedule cleared so I can join you guys. And I just want to thank you both so much. I enjoy this show.
Always a great
So
time
much.
having you on. Always a great thing having Robyn on.
I love you guys so much. So we'll see you right next week. Maybe next week. And what do we always say at the end of every show? Go Bills.
go
Right?
Bills.
Go Bills.
Bye.